It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer called Sheena, and it's a Brewdog versus Verdant collaboration beer at 6% ABV, 330 milliliter bottle. There's the bottle cap. Let's get the beer out into a glass, see what we get. Nice bit of smoke on the bottle opening. Beer in the glass then. I like Verdant. I once loved Brewdog's beers. I'm looking forward to this one. That's what I'm going to say regarding this beer. I'm looking forward to it. We got a one finger white head. It's a hazy amber straw coloured beer. Small amounts of carbonation rolling up the side of the glass there. They've just called it an intense IPA at 6% ABV, so they're not calling it a New England IPA. They just called it intense IPA, so the best thing I can do is just get the aroma on the beer and see what we get. It smells nice. In all fairness, it smells nice. Grapefruit, touch of mango, touch of pineapple, orange, quite tropical. It still has that Brewdog aroma. Brewdog have got their own aroma with their beer. I don't know whether it's the yeast they use or it's the water that they use. But there's a certain Brewdog aroma in the beer. But it smells nice. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, fair play. Fair play, it's a nice beer. It's a nice beer. It's very drinkable at 6% ABV. It's very light, very refreshing. There's lots of tropical fruit flavours coming through. There's some grapefruit, some pineapple, some orange peel, fleshy blood orange flavours. Carbonation pushes the beer around the inside of the mouth. You get more of that Brewdog kind of stamp. As I mentioned, it's either the water or the yeast that they use. It won't be the malt because the malt changes, and it won't be the hops because the hops change. But it's either Brewdog's house yeast or it's the water that they use at the brewery. Just gives that signature. That's what I'm looking for. That was the word. Signature Brewdog aroma. It's not so much in the taste. And I'm pleased with that. I am pleased with that. It's good. It is good. 6%. How many of these could I drink? I could drink 3 or 4 of these. I could. Nice barbecue beer. Weather breaks. Like the barbecue. You go down to your local bottle shop or maybe if you've got a Brewdog bar near you. I picked this up in Brewdog Cardiff. Yeah, it's pretty decent. You could certainly swig back 4 of these, no problem. There's nothing offensive in there. Is it the most so there's a little bit of sweetness to begin with. There's next to no bitterness on the back end. It's all about that middle, that big fat middle of juiciness that's coming through. It's like, I'm going to rate it before, I mean, do I read out? Let's read you the description, see what you think. This intense IPA comes ready to rock and steal the stage. Massive tropical passion fruit and grapefruit aromas from 6 different hops share the bill with an undercurrent of caramel and pine as low as a dive bar ceiling. Jump in and surf the crowd like the summer of 1977. Sheena, all hopped up and ready to go. They use the word massive tropical fruit. They haven't used the word New England IPA. They've used the word, I should be able to get it for you now, intense IPA. I'm not sure if it'll focus on intense IPA for you. It's really juicy. I think intense is the wrong word. I think they just, for some reason, they've shied away from coming out and saying this beer is a New England IPA. I think personally this beer is a New England IPA. A New England IPA is a little bit of sweetness to begin with, lots and lots of tropical fruit in the middle, which this beer certainly has, and then next to no bitterness on the back end. This beer is ticking all of them boxes, but they've shied away from calling it a New England IPA, just an intense IPA. For me, I always put the word intense next to intense bitterness, you know? If somebody could get very confused with this beer in that they've seen intense IPA, they might be expecting, especially if they're from the west coast of America, they might be expecting a massive whack of bitterness on the back end, which they don't get. It's all in the middle. So maybe they should have changed the description a little bit. Don't talk too much about crowd surfing in 1977, because that bears no relevance on the beer whatsoever. If you're going to write a description, write more of a description about the beer and what style it is, where it fits in the world of craft beer. That would be my only criticism. I'm going to rate it. It's a good beer. It's a good beer. It's not a great beer. It's a good beer. It's a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.